People who are prone to anxiety all have a bad habit called rumination. What does that mean? It means frequently recalling a thing repeatedly. For example, being misunderstood and criticized by friends, being publicly mocked by colleagues, being publicly criticized by teachers or leaders, or having a conflict with a stranger. Maybe at the time, you were too afraid or concerned, or perhaps you simply didn't react in time. Then you keep replaying the situation in your mind, repeatedly reliving the emotions of anger, sadness, and distress from that moment. Replaying scenarios in your mind where you took better actions over and over again, constantly exhausting yourself mentally over this negative event, and ultimately falling into a state of anxiety and depression. Prolonged such situations can trigger many problems and also lead to eating disorders and lack of sleep. Why do many people get sick? It's because they often have excessive negative emotions. For example, they dwell on even the smallest things for a long time, can't figure them out no matter how they think, and always love to nitpick. They will infinitely exaggerate the matter, thereby generating unnecessary emotions and finally causing physical discomfort. For instance, the stomach is sensitive to anxiety. When you're in a bad mood, your stomach can get sick, and gradually this can affect various other organs in the body. Many people clearly know they shouldn't exhaust themselves mentally, but still can't help falling into a never-ending cycle. This is because people who chronically overthink often experience anticipatory anxiety. They always assume the worst outcome for anything that hasn't happened yet, and subconsciously doubt their own abilities. Rumination is hard to control. Most of these flashback images are due to trauma, and they are also a form of stress response. So first, we shouldn't blame ourselves. It's the people who hurt you who are in the wrong. But more importantly, you need to realize that the bad thing has already happened and is in the past. Since we can't turn back time to change it, we should accept it calmly, learn from the lesson, and move forward. Don't keep taking it out and chewing on it repeatedly. This way, your attention will only remain fixed on the past bad people and bad things. If someone scolds you a couple of times and you remember it for a year, then they have been scolding you for a year, and it will affect your ability to see the beauty elsewhere, thereby making you miss more opportunities. There's a truth in psychology. For the things that are your responsibility, as long as you do them earnestly, you will definitely get positive feedback. Most people's situation is that they do things while doubting and resisting at the same time. In fact, whether a thing can succeed depends on the number of times you try. The more you believe in yourself, the easier it is to succeed. Overthinking leads to nothing but problems. Taking action leads to nothing but solutions. If you can't stop yourself for the time being, then actively incorporate it into your life. In fact, the biggest mental exhaustion for a person is not letting go of themselves. Accept your own shortcomings, allow bad things to happen, and continuously strengthen your heart to make it stronger and stronger. When your heart is strong enough, you will find that many of the previous problems were not problems at all. Remember, make peace with your past self, and don't punish your future self with other people's mistakes.